Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers, sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to L3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful, swampy Mangrove, South Florida, and today's date is Sunday, January 10th, 2021. Yes, and I know you heard some live backgrounds from one of my shows from yesterday, and I do apologize. I'm here once again. I'm at downtown saloon located at 10 South New River Drive, in the heart of Fort Lauderdale, along the New River, right near the courthouse and the jail. Behind that, southeast end of the Andrews Avenue Bridge. So you go there. It's a cool little facility. You guys support the locals, all right? Trust me, they really need it badly. But like I said, I give the ACLU props on being condemning the statement, make a statement condemning censorship President Trump from big tech censorship, and that's good. So here's the thing: it's like it doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you agree or not. Okay, and there's people out there are talking about it, which is good. Remember, some people laugh about it and say, "Wait a minute. I don't even like the man, but if you do that to him, who's going to be next?" And that is absolutely, I agree 100%. If you don't like it, too bad. That's how I see it. Don't even cry to me about it, okay? Because I'll just give you a penile microphone. Don't worry, it won't be sexual harassment. That means you'll be mumbling. All right, well, I got a couple things. A friend of mine sent me this on my phone, so I looked into it. And I heard from monkeyworksus.com, and I remember even Mike Adams has addressed me about him and did a good interview. I'm about to check it out, but people told me it's really good. And what's been happening in the low-key area, it looks like the Insurrection Act has been executed, according to him. So this is what he has to say here on the Insurrection Act. And it says here, well, Patriots, I believe we have all been waiting for this, now is in play. It is Sunday, January 10th, 2021, and one of my very reliable sources has told me he was inbound to Camp Pendleton due to the Insurrection Act being signed. While this information was coming in, I watched Washington Dulles Airport go into lockdown. Nothing in, nothing out. This typically would indicate that POTUS was on the move. I also watched two aircraft exfil the area at the same time, not showing as Air Force One was something else, which, by the way, is only very likely they will not broadcast his movement, but would also show as something entirely different. We witnessed G.W. Bush do the same thing when he went to Baghdad during the war. His AF-1 747 was actually squawking as Gulfstream aircraft. So what is the Insurrection Act? The Insurrection Act of 1807 is the United States federal law that empowers the President of the United States to deploy U.S. military and federalized National Guard troops within the United States in particular circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. The Act provides a statutory exception to the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878, which limits the use of military personnel under federal command for law enforcement purposes within the United States. Yes, folks, that means the military can and will start arresting people. Before invoking the Powers Act under Title 10 U.S. Code Section 254 requires the President to first publish a proclamation ordering the insurgents to disperse. Remember this video shot in the Rose Garden and what POTUS said, telling everyone to go home, condemning what the people were doing at the Capitol? I'm not going to lie. When I saw it, I was a little angry at POTUS because I felt he had just sold us out. He was a guy who called everyone there, and he was condemning us. It made no sense. Now it does. What's funny about that video, I watched it myself, and it's really quiet too. You know, it's a lot more quiet. I'm just wondering if it has been pre-recorded. There was a claim that was from Twitter affiliate network media got involved. So accusations on that, but I'll just leave it at that. There are constitutional exceptions to posse comitatus restrictions rooted in the president's own constitutional authority. Defense Department's guidelines describe Homeland Defense as a constitutional exception to posse comitatus restriction, meaning that measures necessary to guarantee national security from external threats are not subject to the same limitations. Now, in flight of question, MC 4521 exfilled the Capitol when all of this lockdown occurred. Interesting data point, it appears that the flight departed from Oceana NAS. This is probably because if POTUS were to bogey out of DC, everyone would see a movement and know something was happening. So go onto the alternative and secure exfil location. And then we have this flight went out ahead of it. MC-46, which by the way is moving out. There's photos on it. You can actually read this for yourselves. Very interesting here. So the initial intel showed aircraft as C2, which is a twin-engine turboprop. Sorry, but there isn't a turboprop on the planet that can make it across the pond in 4 hours, let alone have fuel capacity to do so. So, what is next? Imagine the next thing we will see is an announcement from POTUS once, likely via EBS, or Emergency Broadcast System. Then we will see military going hot on arrest of traitors. Estimate is that the next 24, 48 hours will be very telling. Watch for the January 13, 2021 date. God bless, monkey out. Well, I've been hearing some of those claims themselves. I've been listening to other podcasts, so I do that. And I'm always observant as well. And this is one thing I told people from a very long time. It was a cloak and dagger adventure from the very beginning. Even before he got sworn in as president. Okay? These folks in there are a bunch of witch hunting cowards. That makes Benedict Arnold a profound patriot. Okay? Something to think about, okay? At least George Benedict has the honor to write a letter to George Washington and inform him that he was fully responsible for his actions. Plus, he wanted him to pardon his subordinate for being completely ignorant on his task, because he said he had no knowledge of what he's done. Okay? Well, like I said, I'm not crazy about what he did. There's a lot of complex story about Benedict Arnold, but at least he was man enough to say, I've done this on my own. No one else. But these idiots in there right now, whether it's Democrat, Republican, they will all want to point the finger. You know why? Because they're a bunch of cowards and wussies. That's all they are. That's why I'm not afraid to let them know how I feel. Many times, bullhorning them, laughing at them, ridiculing them. I've done it multiple times. And you know what? It's all on principle. But we gotta wait and see. Just prepare yourselves and multitask, okay? If this is not official, notification movement. Notification 2021 on January 20th. If they get sworn in, they're gonna try to execute some of their garbage. Time for your local and state authorities say no. We're not complying to any other impairing contracts. End of story. Even way back during the time when Trump was president, there's some areas I'm not too pleased about. Okay? I'll be very fair. However, scapegoating, I despise them with the passion. People like that with a passion and have no shame to address it. Alright, well, enough of that said. So we'll just have to wait and see. And we're going to do one more here. This is from CaitlinJohnstone.com, the rogue journalist. And she wrote this earlier today. At least she's in Australia right now. It says here, Patriot Act 2, censorship, and other notes from the edge of a narrative matrix. Patriot Act 2 will be rolled out with a lot of mindless bleeding about white supremacists and fighting fascism. And the actual policies and laws put into place will have virtually nothing to do with any of those things. They will be geared at preventing the revolutionary changes that need to be pushed for the United States by the American people. Listening to U.S. politicians and pundits the last few years, you assume it's been raining actual 9/11s and Pearl Harbors in America 24/7. Our democracy has been attacked. Seeing the political establishment that just forced you to choose between Donald Trump and Democrat Donald Trump for president. saying there's been an attack on American democracy is like saying there's been an attack on Kazakhstan's for George. Liberals learned the words coup and insurrection like 5 seconds ago, and now they are academic experts on both of these things. Absolutely. This is great. Don't get me wrong. I get a big kick out of her. Doesn't matter. You don't have to agree on everything, but you know what? Right now, she's on target. The narrative manager's ability to move liberals and progressives from defunding the police to more policing, more M-O-A-R, in just a few months was even more impressive than the ability to move them from believed women and #MeToo to Tara Reade is a lying grifter. Here's how politicians, media, and government could eliminate conspiracy theories if they really want to. Stop lying all the time. Stop killing people. Stop promoting conspiracy theories, e.g. Russiagate. Stop doing evil things in secret. End government opacity. Stop conspiring. To support censorship of online speech is to support the authority of monopolistic tech oligarchs to exert more and more global control over human communication, regardless of your attitude toward whoever happens to be getting the platform today. Supporting this is self-destructive. Hopefully all you clowns out there, jabronis on social media that mocked what happened to President Trump being censored, you're leading to the road of self-destruction, okay? And she's right on that. I don't share people's magical fascinations with the word tolerance. As far as I can tell, it's an empty and irrelevant concept. This is about tolerance. It's about trusting government-tied tech oligarchs to regulate speech around the world on monopolistic speech platforms. The future of humanity depends on our ability to wake up a critical mass of people to how F things really are. And if speech which doesn't conform to establishment orthodoxy is censored on the platforms the media crowd use to share ideas, that will become impossible. We need to stop fascism, so let's give massive sweeping powers to an elite alliance of unelected authoritarians. Well, I'm a leftist and I haven't been banned on social media. That's because the left is politically impotent in our society. Unless this is just a hobby for you, at some point you should plan on the left becoming a threat to the oligarchs and warmongers. What do you think happens then? Can you say ripple effect? That's what I'm saying, my friends, okay? Do you really think if the left actually becomes a threat to the status quo, the Neera Tandons and Rachel Maddow's aren't going to suddenly discover a reason why you're dangerous and need to be censored? The only way to be fine with censorship is to plan on never challenging power. Tech billionaires are not on your side, and neither are the government agencies and plutocratic media leaning on them to implement censorship. Those institutions don't give a shit about silencing the right. They want to implement measures to silence you. The left is being censored already, but it hasn't seen anything yet. As a leftist, I'm fine with censorship because it is not the leftist revolution. It's going to be organized on social media. They make it a little cool how people get so defensive, right? Social media isn't for organizing a leftist revolution, you bonehead. It's creating more leftists. It's reaching the mainstream. A leftist and first foremost job is to create more leftists. If the left becomes a potent political force, all the censorship protocols they've been putting into place these last 3 years will be used to stop it from infecting the mainstream herd. You shouldn't want this. Try to stop fascism by making it invisible it's like trying to avert a charging bull by putting your hands over your eyes. If you want to stop the rise of fascism, you need to change. Change your sick society profoundly, not just cover up the manifestations of that sickness. Compartmentalizing and covering up the problem instead of pouring money and resources into creating a healthy society which addresses the underlying problems is the most shit-lib thing ever. Saying you are free to leave these monopolistic platforms and go to some fringe website no one uses is the same as saying you are free to dig a hole and yell into it. There is no magical free market solution to this problem because the problem is that imperial power structures are deliberately herding people onto monopolistic speech platforms that they can then censor under the guise of terms of service. All of the most critical factors determining what people's lives are like invisible now. Most people don't even know they're happening. Oligarchy, neoliberalism, imperialism used to be you knew who the king was and he'd openly do anything he wanted. Now that's all kept carefully hidden. Why is it kept hidden down? Well, there are a lot of factors. But mostly it's because the rank and file public discovered guillotines. Ever since then, your rulers are out of necessity kept hidden from you, so there is totalitarianism. The U.S. government is the most evil, destructive force in the world. Not Trump, the U.S. government. This will not change in any meaningful way when Trump leaves. Massive amount of manipulation have been poured into keeping you from seeing this. And you know what? And you're welcome from reading. Of course. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm glad I read your work. Yes, the U.S. government, federal corporation, banksters approved. Of course, that's what imperialism is all about. Like I told everybody, the United States is just a patsy nation. Now they're going to use China. You see it now. You're connecting the dots. The one world order don't care about any of us. They will use our brothers and sisters to fight against one another. Peasants versus peasants, according to their eyes. This is why, my friends, I'm very disturbed what's going on. Everyone hates one person, doesn't matter. And like I said before, and Catlin said the same thing. It will be a burden on you. And don't come crying. So like I tell everyone, like these people or not, make sure their rights won't be violated. Because if you don't, it will backfire on you. Plain and simple. And who's going to be laughing? The oligarchs. So that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout the social media network. Any questions, comments, or something that's interesting you want to check out? You want to check out? Whatever you do, please send your correspondence to the Quorum. Furthermore, I will leave the footnotes of these articles on my speaker page. And if you want to contact me, you can be at localluck3@gmail.com or localluck03@protonmail.com. If you want a donation, you can hit me at paypal.me and cash.app/localluck3. Of course, thank the Downtown Saloon for putting up with me for all these years. I love these guys. They're good folks here. Always respect your neighbors. He goes, yep, indeed. All right, folks. Once again, thank you for your time. But always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Till next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.